G'day everyone, I'm the Red Scar, this is Red Scar Gaming. Today's game 3 of my first draft of Bloomburrow. First game I won basically just by getting a little too big for my opponent. Game 2 was, purely my luck, to be honest. My opponent didn't draw basically any lands and forfeited pretty quickly, which is why the second one's not on YouTube. But let's see how I go against Steamboat Chambers Esquire. That's, very formal name. Okay. That's not bad. Patchwork Banner is probably my turn 3, which will get me the black mana I'll need for the likes of the Clyde Dive duo. But let's see how we go. Because it's as it stands at least, it's not going to be the fastest deck the world's ever seen. But I'm not sure this one's going to be the fastest deck anyway. So my opponent's playing Demir. I was about to say Orzhov, that's not right. So he's probably playing Rat, which is going to be a bit hard to block. There's a good Swamp. Yeah, and actually, I hazard a guess, and I haven't versed Rats much, but I hazard a guess that this deck will actually do pretty well against Rats, because while they're a bit hard to block often, because of whether it be Menace or just can't be blocked like that, I think I'll actually be able to gain enough life that I sort of don't care. Now, it's a little bit fingers crossed, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, once my opponent has Threshold, though, he might be able to basically just, attack a lot. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay, so my opponent's playing, Esper. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I'm at least, I've at least been hinted that this format is very much just go 2 colours. So I wonder if that means that I've got a better deck just straight off the bat, but bat, he said as he said bat. Yeah, so we'll see how what happens, but he might just be, say, splashing one particular creature that just happens to be very good. But there's only one way to find out. Yeah, in Life Create Duo, I've had a bit of success with so far already. While it doesn't exactly win you the game by itself, it certainly helps. So, yeah, and plus with Patchwork Banner is actually probably going to help a lot too, because it essentially doubles the effectiveness of Life Create Duo. And if my opponent does anything, that'll be great. Sugarcoat, okay. Yeah, turn that creature into a food. Yeah, that's right, it has flash, I forgot about that. That's good. I suppose a little bit surprised that my opponent has that card. But yeah, yeah, not a bad card to have though. Good on you. Best of luck. Well, second best of luck to you. Thorn Plater Intimidator. Okay, I think if I lose 3 life, or I could sacrifice. No, I think I might actually sacrifice a non-land permanent. Which. Yeah, look, I don't really need the life, because I've got a bit of life gain, but I just want to be a little bit careful, and I'm probably not going to need to gain that 3 life anyway. But yeah, that's a little bit fingers crossed, but we'll see what happens. I could go Starfall Invocation, which probably isn't the worst idea. Yeah, or I could go Glide Dive Duo. I don't know why it's so hard to say that, maybe because I'm Aussie, but yeah, I've got to be a little careful with him though, because he being, actually I think he is the biggest or second biggest creature in this deck. but Thornblade Intimidator can take it out. So I've got to be a little bit careful, especially when he's flying himself, actually. That is interesting. I'm wondering then if maybe I should go Starfall and Invocation next. Yeah, that's an interesting one actually, because I suppose see if my opponent attacks, because a 5/3, regardless of if it's flying or trample or whatever, is a interesting little stat line, because it's not like it's a one-hit win sort of thing, but it's dangerous enough, but it can also be taken out by no small number of creatures. Okay, consumed by greed, sorry rather, is yeah, definitely a good card to have. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Starfall Invocation now. Because my opponent will be down to 2 cards after he discards here. And at least with a bit of luck, I go Starfall and Invocation, and basically my opponent has nothing to do, hopefully. Look, I'm clutching at straws a little bit there, but I think I might just be able to sort of get away with it a bit more than my opponent can, because I've got that little bit of gain, life gain. So yeah, we'll see what happens. On a completely irrelevant side note, I am not a terribly big fan of this board view here, just a bit too much going on for my brain, but anyway, that's alright. And I'm told that Finch Formation is actually a really, sorry, not really bad, but yeah, a card that you probably shouldn't be playing much of. So, yeah, I don't really mind so far. What I could do actually is go Loop and Flower Village, sack that, yeah, get something, but look, I might just leave it though. I can do it, yeah, I can do it at instant speed, so I'll leave it for instant speed with my opponent, hoping that my opponent, ooh. Yeah, hoping that my opponent fears that. Yeah, well, I sorta, look, I don't need the other swamp, but I sorta have to discard a non-land card, because I'm gonna discard 2 cards otherwise. Yeah, it's going to be interesting too if my opponent attacks with Finch Formation, just the big one, if 2/2 counts. Yeah, if he just attacks with Finch Formation, I probably won't block it. But if he just attacks with, oh sorry, if he attacks with both of them, then actually I suppose I could be a bit suspicious if he attacks with the 1/1 at all. Yeah, though he's got 1 card in hand, so I doubt he's, at least just chances wise, I doubt he's got any combat tricks. So, okay, pass the damage, and yeah, I'll sack one of these Loop and Flower Villages. Yeah, I could go Valley Quest Caller. Yeah, I think I might do that actually, because then I can, then I'll have a 5/3 blocker. And actually I can go, yeah, I'll go Sonar Strike actually. I know Finch Formation is not a big threat, but that gain 3 life is certainly going to help, and sort of just press advantage. Yeah, I won't be at all surprised if he chump blocks here, but he might save that for a special occasion too. He's at least considering jump blocking by the looks of it. Yeah, I think, yeah, because Bandit's Talent I haven't heard great reviews of either. Sorry, that's right, if you're going to do a Lost Life, yeah, okay, so I'll grab Starseer Mentor, because that's my, I think, the biggest creature in this entire deck, actually, so The one ever so slight drawback about going bat tribal in the draft, there's nothing particularly big, which I don't mind, but it's yeah, certainly a lot of flying. But if your opponent just happens to have something with reach, probably something vaguely big with reach, I could be in a bit of trouble. But yeah, there's as we're sort of halfway through saying, I think my opponent has made a few bad choices as far as what cards to pick, because I know Bandit's Talent look certainly isn't worthless, but yeah, it's not the best card you'll see. And look, I may as well sack this Lupin Flower Village. Because yeah, I don't think I have anything over 5 mana anyway. And yeah, sure, using a bit more mana is always good, but sorry, having a bit more mana is always good, but yeah, I don't really need it. So, especially if my opponent has no creatures out, I can potentially just sort of play the long game. Star Charter, that's another one that's good, and I'll play another Patchwork Banner. So it basically at the moment is to press advantage of my opponent having nothing else, basically. I'll name that Bat. Yeah, now I've got a 6/4 flying, so that's actually doing pretty well. While game certainly isn't over, it won't be long. Fingers crossed. Oh, okay, good work. Though, yeah, I suppose it'll just be a chump block at this stage, won't it? Yeah, essentially gives him an extra turn as it currently stands. So I suppose with the slight power of hindsight, he's, from what I've seen at least, and let me just check if I'm wrong here, he's splashing white for maybe Lupin Flower Village, and yeah, that sorry, I got slightly distracted. Yeah, and that splashing of like Feather of Flight and a few things like that maybe. But let's see what happens next. Because yeah, I've definitely got my opponent on the back foot. He has to like essentially board wipe or something at the moment. Yeah, Star Charter is definitely the card I want out of that. And yeah, look, I think I've definitely got him. I mean, definitely is a big word, but yeah, because he's either going to... Oh, look, he might just lose 3 life just because he feels like it, but like if he's got board wipe or an answer or something like that, but he's about to do something bad regardless of what happens. Castrol, okay. Yeah, that's an interesting card. I haven't seen it in use yet, but at least from what I've seen the statistics of him, he's sort of not worth the cost, really. From what I've seen, but yeah, look, that's very limited. But yeah, either way, I don't think he's big enough for this particular match. But yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, I think that board wipe that I used earlier is like I'm stretching a little bit, but I think basically the reason I won that game. And yeah, sorry, just let me think about that for a moment. While Thornplate Intimidator, I could have still blocked with what I've got and all that sort of thing. It might have got me to nearly lethal damage anyway if I didn't have that board wipe. So yeah, I think that board wipe is long story short what won me that game, and I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.